To me, St. Paul's means community. A community of people that know each other, love each other.
It's a place where I come as a respite, but I also really enjoy the outreach that I get to participate in.
The most special thing about St. Paul's for me is definitely the youth group, because I feel like I've made a lot of friends through that, and it's really fun.
One of the biggest things that I really cherish is the ability to learn so much about myself, about others, and our journey.
I think this year when I pledge, I'm going to think seriously about the importance of continuing to support the youth groups, both the work they do here, the play they do here. The bonding is so incredible, and the love that they show for each other, and they even show for the adult mentors, and they really bring Christ's love out into the world.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Why I give to St. Paul's? Before I begin, allow me to state three pretty obvious facts. Number one, we're in Richmond, Virginia. Number two, I'm black. Got that part? Where is he going with this?
That's right.
Number three, St. Paul's is not a poor church. So if I have your interest now, allow me to continue. Before I say another word, each of you have individually or already collectively made some assumptions and implications about each one of those facts. For instance, here are the implications I will attach to each one of those facts from my own personal perspective. Because we are in Richmond, I'll make the implication that there's some history and context surrounding those facts. As a black male in Richmond, I'll state that I live and breathe in the inescapable rich context of the racial and political climate that is Richmond. Finally, because St. Paul's is not a poor church, I'll make the implication that requests for even more money will only be given when the needs are perceived as real and when there is an environment and a sense of trust, integrity, and justice for how the dollars are going to be used. So, remembering these facts and assumptions, and with each of you having your own knowledge of Richmond in your own way, listen to the question that is posed to me quite frequently. The question goes something like this: Mark, why give your money to a white church? This is usually followed pretty immediately by the next statement. They don't need it, referring to my money. Now, mind you, I proudly have proceeded to increase my pledge to St. Paul's. If you find the posed question plausible, but somewhat disconcerting, ask yourselves why. Perhaps you find the question simply rude. Or perhaps you find in the question some honesty. Maybe a question you've wondered yourself. In any event, you may find in the question a simplicity and a rawness about the unfortunate schisms that plague our community on both a racial and religious ground, and the history and the politics that envelop the whole question. So, place yourself in my shoes and simply create your own response to that question. If you're white, why would you give your money to a black church? If you're black, why would you give your money to a white church? You could go on and on and on. Here's my response, and the reason I give to St. Paul's, and the reason I join and give regardless of background. Fact number one, the Micah program has touched more lives than this congregation can probably count. Fact number two, if not for St. Paul's, try to imagine what hunger in downtown Richmond would look like. Fact number three, St. Paul's is inclusive of those who choose to call it their church home, and inclusive of those regardless of race, class, gender, or sexual orientation. Our reputation for trust, integrity, and justice is to be valued. I would say even invested in. Invest in St. Paul's, because what happens here does not happen everywhere. Invest in St. Paul's because of the people you know in this church, the people who are this church, who take seriously our post-communion prayer. Send us now into the world in peace, and grant us strength and courage to love and serve you with gladness and singleness of heart. Amen.